Welcome on back to Skippers. We aren't even a week into the season, but when you draft players at the top of your drafts, you are expecting immediate returns. I'm going to take a look at 4 players that you should absolutely not be worried about despite their slow starts. I don't even want you to think about selling low on them. Some people might think that's a ridiculous thing. We're not even a week in. You shouldn't be doing this. But if you saw my mentions in the DMs that I get, people are worried about some of their best players not even a week into this season. So I'm going to give you stats to show that these players really aren't struggling as bad as their surface level stats are telling you. Today's video is brought to you by FanDuel Canada, where I still think there's some value on one of these players to win AL MVP. Let's get into the 4 players. First one I want to talk about is Francisco Lindor. Let's start with one of the best and most consistent shortstops over the last 5 seasons. Francisco Lindor is a notorious slow starter. Looking at his weighted runs created plus splits by month, March and April is his second worst month at 106 weighted runs created plus. Only June is a worse month for him, and he has a 99 weighted runs created plus in that month. We know his start has been bad. He's 1 for 16. The 1 hit is a single. He has 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. And if we're being honest with each other, the 1 hit shouldn't have even been a hit. You could have easily called that a throwing error on the third baseman there. Let's look at the positives for Lindor. He has an average exit velocity that would be the highest of his career if the season ended today. Obviously, we know the season's not going to end today. There's 10,000 more months to play and 100 more games. 150 more games. Actually, just letting you know that those things are very normal for Francisco Lindor. He was running a 50% hard hit rate, which would also be the best of his career. He just hasn't found any barrels. His walk rate, 11%, which is good, and we haven't seen a huge spike in strikeout rate either. The whiff percentage is solid. He just doesn't really have any hits. I don't see a reason to panic at all. Even though Mets fans are totally going to be rational about the start from Francisco Lindor, it's basically why he made this part of the video. Don't worry about him. Next player, Yordon Alvarez. Yordon was my pick to lead the American League in home runs, and I thought there might even be some value in him winning MVP in the same American League. Yordon is one of the best overall hitters we have in our game, and he's just off to a slow start. He's 3 for 24 to start the season, which is a 125 average, and has only hit 3 singles. All of them, obviously, all of his 3 hits have gone for singles. But the good thing, he's still rocking a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk rate. The StatCast numbers show you there's nothing to be worried about. He still has a max exit velocity of 112.3 miles an hour. It's not his max from every year. He gets up at about 117, 118, but 112 is nothing to shake your stick at. His average exit velocity is only a mile an hour slower than his career average. His expected batting average right now is 259. His expected slug right now is 586. He's getting beaten by fastballs, and that's something that doesn't happen to Yordon Alvarez. That's going to figure itself out. He is far too good of a hitter to not be able to hit fastballs at this level. He's done it every single year he's been here. Last year, he slugged 519 against 4-seamers, so I am not worried in the slightest for Yordon Alvarez. The next player is Vinnie Pastino. Pastino is a player I feel like I'm always going to side with. The Royals offense looks good to start this season. He's still making great swing decisions, and the walk rate and strikeout rate are both at 14.3%. I believe really good walk rate to be that high. He's 3 for 18 to start the year, and all of his hits are singles. He hasn't hit the ball the hardest ever, and right now, his main issue is that his ground ball rate is at 66%, which isn't going to help when you are a slow-footed first baseman getting a lot of hits. And because of all the ground balls, his average launch angle is at 5.2 degrees. When you compare that to last season, his average launch angle was 17.4 degrees. Why I've always loved Vinny is his ability to hit for power and make contact in the zone at an elite rate. Looking at his zone contact percentage right now, Vinnie Pastino is running an insane 94.4% in zone contact rate to begin this season, which would be the best of his career. His profile is incredibly similar to all of his other years. We just need to hit the ball in the air a little bit more. Do not worry about Vinnie Pastino. And finally, we have Evan Carter. Evan Carter has been a valuable fantasy asset in a certain category while contributing not a single hit 5 games into the season. Evan Carter is 0 for 22 with 6 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a stolen base, but he has the second amount of runs in baseball with 5. Evan Carter is trying to do the Barry Bonds thing that we always like to make a joke about, thinking he could go up to the plate without a bat and he'd still be an all-star player. I think it would be nice if Evan Carter could contribute some more hits in that column. Evan Carter is rocking 97th percentile sprint speed. He has the best walk rate in the league. He isn't chasing anything, and his hard hit percentage is just below 50%. If he doesn't get a hit in this next series, we can get a little disappointed, but I am not worried in the slightest for Evan Carter, as all of the other tools are showing through in a big way. So those are 4 players I just looked through quickly that I'm not worried about at all. Put in the comments some players you might actually be worried about, and I can give you what I think about those players as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later this week for must-add players.